doesn't even mean Bowers game quarter.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today we're excited to check out Wobble King from Haba Games. This is for ages 4+, it's for 2 to 4 players, and it'll take, I don't know, about 15 to 20 minutes to play, and in Wobble King, there is a king, and he's going to be sitting and sleeping on top of his giant pile of money and coins, and for some reason, you're trying to screw with him by moving his coins all around his little area, from taking them from the bottom and putting them on the top. And what you're trying to do is not wake up the king, because when he falls over, he wakes up the king. You get the tomato for some reason, and then if you get 2 tomatoes, you're the loser of the game. Very odd theme, but is it a very good game? Let's open it up and tell you what I think. But before we do that, I want to give a big shout out to Ben, my good friend Ben, who sponsored this episode of Bowers Game Corner and wanted his message to be, I didn't even want this dumb reward. So thanks a lot, Ben. I appreciate that. But let's open it up and I'll tell you what I think about this game. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Wobble King. So first and foremost, we have a handy dandy rule booklet. 4 pages, double-sided. It's got some pictures, some illustrations. Very well done. Should have you up and running in no time at all. Big thumbs up on the rule booklet. Also, I can teach you how to play the game right now because it's super simple. So here is King Robert. And Robert is the lion. He is sitting on top of his giant pile of money, which are these silver coins right here. What you're trying to do is mess with Robert by moving his silver coins from the bottom of his area to the top of his area. Yeah, theme doesn't make sense. If you wake up King Robert, then these talking tomatoes ridicule you. I don't know. First person to get 2 talking tomatoes is going to be the loser of the game, and everybody else wins. Well, let's go over the components. Let's get into the gameplay. So component-wise, you're going to have all these little silver discs right here. You just want to kind of evenly distribute them and then place this big red rectangle, which is King Robert's pillow crown area, down there. Next, you're going to place King Robert onto the thing. And no, his name is not King Robert, but I have named him King Robert, so deal with it. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take this stick. It's made out of wood. It is nice. I want to put it in my mouth. And what you're going to do is you are going to, on your turn, slide as many of these silver discs out from the bottom as you would like. It's smarter to slide 1 generally, but as you get later and later in the game, you might want to grab 2 if you think that the stability is going to hold up, because what you're trying not to do is have Robert get knocked over. So Robert might get knocked over when you're sliding out the silver coins, or he might get knocked over when for some reason you are moving the silver coins around his area. So I've moved it from the bottom to the top, and I have to put them in one of these circles around here, and then I would pass the stick to the next person. Pretty stinking simple. And the next person might go this way, and they might grab this one, and then the next person is gonna go like that. Put that one right there, and then we got one more going. Oh, this guy's gonna get gutsy, and he's just gonna sweep them 3 of them. Ooh, that's close. King Robert is still in place, so he'll try and balance it out a little bit by going 1, 2, 3, because if King Robert falls, even when you're doing that, you're out of the game, and that kind of makes the next person harder, so they're definitely going to try and go this way, so they got 2 from over here, and I'm not even looking under the board, I'm just kind of, oh my gosh, that's 4, holy moly, and yeah, oh, it's teeter-tottering. Oh, it's teeter-tottering. We're going to fill up the whole front row? Sure, let's do that. So the next person would probably really want to look at where they're going, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go like, oh, just like that. King Robert has been falling down. I would get the tomato. You're going to put all the coins back down on the bottom, and you're going to rinse, wash, repeat. The first person to get 2 of the tomatoes will be the loser of the game. Everyone else wins. Now, there can be a situation, I've had it happen a couple times, where all of the silver coins, all the slots that can hold silver coins that I'm filling in right now have been filled in, and King Robert is still on top of his pillow. Well, in that case, everyone wins the round, but nobody gets a tomato. So you just restart the round. It actually kind of slows down the game. You just restart the round, and you do it again without that round counting. With that, in a nutshell, this is what you're going to do inside of Wobble King. Alrighty then, Wobble King from Haba. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. This is 2 to 4 players, so very restricted player count. Also, this falls in purely into the children/family game category. I would not ever play this on game night. I would not ever play this at a party game situation or anything like that. So this is purely a game that you're going to play with kids when you have kids around. Also, the game, I would say, has a cap, an age cap, where at a certain point the kids are just going to kind of outgrow the game, which a lot of great family games don't have that particular cap. This one does. I would say it's from ages 3, if your 3-year-old has good fine motor skills, to 11 or 12, and then I think at that point they're definitely probably going to want to play something else, because it is very repetitive and you're going to be doing the same thing over and over and over again, which is actually what repetitive means, because I'm a noob and I like to be redundant. I was actually being repetitive. Oh, whoa, weird. But what I'm saying is you're going to take the stick, move a coin, put it on the top, wait. Take a stick, move a coin, put it on the top, wait. Take a stick, move the coin, put it on the top, wait. Take a stick, move the... Oh, God, he fell over. Okay, I get a tomato. We're going to reset. And then I take a stick, move the coin, and wait. And you're going to do that over and over and over and over again. It's just... You're going to be doing the same thing over and over again. Some people are not going to like the fact that everyone loses, or one person loses and everybody else wins. I personally love that mechanism. Those are some of my favorite games have that mechanism, because it really, I think, ups the ante, ups the pressure of the game, and creates this sense of artificial tension, which I like a lot. But some people are not going to like that. In particular, kids, if you're playing with your kid and mom and dad win and the kid loses. But hey, whatever, it's a good teaching opportunity. But just something to be forewarned about. Another comment I have with the game is that I felt it was really odd, a really missed opportunity, that when you are able to move all the coins from the bottom and put them on the top, it's just like you wasted a round. It's like, everybody wins, but nobody, it's not, you don't win the game, you just kind of, that round doesn't count. Like, it doesn't, it's weird. It's just like, it should have been like, oh, if you're able to get all the coins from the bottom to the top 2 times, then everybody wins and nobody loses. And I think that would have been a great opportunity. It would have been an easy rule to add into the game, and it seems like just such an odd oversight, in my personal opinion, to not include that into the game, because then it could be like, we're all working together, but if stuff does happen, which it will most of the time. We've only had that happen, I think, 3 or maybe 4 times while I'm playing, have it happen where all the coins got to the top. It's pretty difficult to do, and it's honestly kind of random if it happens or not, for the most part. Because the thing is, you're not supposed to look underneath it. And some of the kids did look underneath it. And that's a good house rule you can make if you're having kids with fine motor skills who are just having a little bit of difficulty doing it. So this is kind of like a weird aside. You can make it so that they can look under there, which is definitely going to give them a huge advantage. But continuing on to the cons, that's about all I got. You need to know it's 2 to 4 players. You need to know kids are eventually going to outgrow it. You need to know that only one person loses. But moving on to the pros, I enjoyed Wobble King. I thought it was another very good game from Haba. I'd say, I'm going to say another great children's game from Haba. And I think this is a better children's game than it is a family game, because I think as kids get older, they're going to get a little bit tired of the game. So once you get to the 7, 8, 9, 10 range, I don't think you're going to enjoy this game nearly as much at the 3, 4, 5, 6 range. Which is great, because I love when games are aimed at younger kids. And this one is I think it's going to be one of my 3-year-old's favorite games for quite some time. Whereas my 6-year-old, I think he's definitely going to want to gravitate towards the other stuff. And I love when games kind of try to focus on that age range. So, Wobble King, great components once again. Artwork's rock solid. Theme doesn't make any sense, and it's kind of stupid, to be honest with you. But hey, whatever. And yeah, it's easy to learn. It's easy to teach. It's adults will enjoy playing with parents, or adults will enjoy playing with kids, which is always super important when it comes to a children's and family game, because if your kid's going to want to play it over and over and over and over again, you don't want to hate it. And I don't think most parents are going to hate this game, because it is easy to set up, easy to tear down. The box is appealing, artwork's appealing. I already said that. So in the end, Wobble King, I think it's another great addition into the Haba family. And if you have kids age 3 to 6, I think this is definitely something you might be interested in. If your kids are ages 7 to 12, I think they're going to enjoy this game, but I think they would enjoy other games, other children's and family games, a little bit better. So, I've also said children's and family games quite a few times, just to specify, in case you're new to the channel, or you haven't heard me say it before, a children's game is a game I consider kids can learn it and then teach it to other kids, and you don't have to be involved in this process. So once a kid's played it once or twice, they can teach it to another kid. That is definitely where this game falls, because of how simple it is. Whereas a family game is one where you're probably always going to need an adult there in some way to facilitate the game. But there you go. That is Wobble King from Haba, one that's going into my collection. It'll probably be in my collection for quite some time, as long as I keep working with young kids, and as long as my son really stinking enjoys it. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. If you support the channel, click on the little Amazon Associates link down below. And in the comments below, let me know. What's the worst way you ever just kind of screwed with somebody? Like, you didn't physically hurt them or anything like that. You just kind of messed with them for no particular reason. Kind of like what you're doing to the king in this game. Oh, this is bad. This is a bad one. I really shouldn't be talking about this because I'm going to... Oh, man, it's so bad. So... I've mentioned this many times on the channel. I was a bad kid. I was a bad teenager. I was a bad 20-something up until a certain point. I'm not a bad person anymore. I try to be a very good person. I try to be nice to people. I try to be caring, considerate, all that stuff. But I used to be bad. So I'm going to preface this by saying that. I used to work in a factory. I was a die cutter. I hated my job. I was a raging alcoholic. I was a raging a lot of other things. But what I would do as a die cutter is I would sit there and I would just... I cut things. I cut things out with a machine, pretty much. And so it would start off with me like just tweaking and twisting to make sure everything was cutting perfectly for about 20 minutes, just testing things out. And then I would just let the machine run for about 2 hours, just checking every once in a while to make sure it was still good. And it was normally always still good because I had a great machine. So I had a lot of downtime. So what I would do was I was looking directly at the one bathroom that was on the floor of our factory. And there's probably 20 to 30 people on the floor of this factory. And so what I decided to do a couple times, way too many times to be honest with you, is I would shut the door and turn on the light and then just see how long it would take for people to open the door or, you know, to at least knock on the door and then go into the bathroom, you know. And I would also have a tally sheet to see how many times a specific person would go up to the bathroom but then not at least try the door or knock on the door or say anything. And it kind of became a game because I told my buddy Kevin, who was also the die cutter right next to me, and he could see the bathroom, so he was in on the game as well. So and we would guess how long it would take before someone would do it, and it became such a thing that they had to like put a sign on the door, and my boss made an announcement like, please make sure that you are not closing the door after you're done in the restroom, or if you do that, make sure you turn off the light when you're done in the restroom to save power. And it was yeah, but that was mine. Let me know in the comments below what's some way that you've just kind of screwed with somebody or messed with somebody without hurting them, just cause. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.